Hello folks, I'm PK, the soccer guy. I'm back here to talk about Soccer World Cup 2018. We're going to talk about Group F and Group G and the remaining matches of these two groups. First, starting with Sweden to play South Korea for the Group F. Got to remind that the day before Germany lost to Mexico in this group, so the Swedish team had a very important role in this match to win this match, and South Korea came, which is a kind of a team that is prone to play offensively. They have very fast players up in the midfield, but this time they came back with the sole goal of trying to reach a draw. So the Swedish team tried to win the match, but unfortunately the midfield, the players like Victor Claesson, who actually is playing this World Cup, and also Forsberg, who is the star of the Swedish team, did not click in that match. They were very hardly marked. They were hard. They're marked in a roughly way by the Korean team that came in order to not allow the Swedish to actually create plays during this match. So the Swedish team sort of have the only thing to do is to cross the ball, trying to reach the tall players up forward, and they have a couple of heads that disturb the goal of the great goalie Shu. He was actually, in my opinion, the best player during the whole match, saved many balls, many headshots, and shots that the Swedish squad tried to take in order to win the match. They came back to the second half, 0-0 score, and the match seemed to move towards another draw, another 0-0 draw, but a penalty kick that was accused by the machine, and the referee interpreted that it was actually a penalty and the PK, a foul, and the Swedish team through Grinkvist scored the only goal of the match, winning the match by 1-0, which is going to put South Korea in a very tough situation. Now they have a loss, and they're going to have to play against Mexico and against first they're going to have to play against Germany, a Germany that needs to win the match in the next round, and then Mexico in the final round. So for the Swedish, I think now the Swedish are going to have a tough time. They're going to play against Mexico the next time, and if they reach a draw, then they're going to end the group playing against Germany in a match that whoever wins will take the second place of this group. So things are going to be very tough for Germany. The Swedish team is a team that has a very good defense that was not tested by the South Koreans, that actually did not create anything up in the forward line. So these are the results for Group F. And Group G, we had a match between Belgium and Panama, and here we have two completely different talking about two different levels of soccer. We have a team in Belgium that has many stars, many players that play in the best European leagues, like Hazard, like Kevin De Bruyne, like Axel Witsel, and Martins, who's a forward who plays also very well up forward, in Lukaku. So it's a very strong team, playing a team that is a semi-pro team that has players. There are many players that kind of over the hill in their career. They're over 35, 37 years old, like Torres, like the goalie Pinedo. But even considering all that, we gotta say that Belgium created many plays in the first half, but the Panamanian players play very, very tough. They play really well in the first half, and they achieved a partial 0-0 score, a partial draw during the match that ended in the first half with 0-0. As we know, they have many players that are over 35, and I think that was the main reason why their level of playing the second half dropped substantially. And the Belgian team, which is a very strong team, took advantage and scored 3 goals. Scored the first goal, Martins, hitting the sort of like a slice shot over the head of the goalie, Pinedo, who's a short goalie, and they scored the first goal. And after that, they opened the gate and they scored 2 other goals, with Lukaku winning the match by 3-0, which was what everybody expected. We're not going to see any matches like going beyond that. I think like what we saw in the last World Cup, in Brazil lost to 7-1 to Germany, and I said in a very suspicious way. I don't think any soccer team can lose that way. And today we saw the Panamanian squad that has a very much lower level of soccer than the Belgian team, that is one of the best teams in the world, losing by 3-0, and I think that's a normal score. The other match we had in this group, we had England and Tunisia playing the final match, and England start really well, always trying to center the ball, using players that play forward with Young and Sterling, trying to find Kane up in the area. But the Tunisian teams presented amazing goalies, and we've got to mention the fact that Hematoudi was their number one goalie. He did not play, so they started with the sub Hussein, who got hurt during the match, and then they used Ben Mustafa. So they have three excellent goalies, and this reminds me of 1978. They had Naili. 1998 they had El Oer. So it seems like every 20 years they come back, they come up showing us phenomenal goalies. They have three good goalies, and Ben Mustafa played a fantastic first half, and England scored a goal with Kane in the 11th minute of the match. But and after that, we got to say that the British kind of slowed down, and the Tunisians start controlling the game a little bit better. Sleety started playing really well up forward with the chubby guy, Wabi Khazri, number 10. And they start creating plays for their team, and ended up tying the match at the 35th minute with the penalty kick that Sassi tied the match at 1-1. And come back to the second half, I would say very even second half for both teams. I think the Tunisian team actually had plays that were more dangerous to the goal of the British goalie than vice versa. In the very end, when we did not expect that anything was going to happen, Kane scored in a typical British way, and a head shot, scoring the final goal, 2-1. And in this way, I think this group is pretty much defined that Belgium and England will qualify for the second round. I don't think the Tunisian team would have a chance to defeat Belgium, and England should pass by Panama in a very easy way. They're going to play Belgium and England the last match. Both teams are already going to be qualified. So I think Group G is settled. Today you're going to have matches for Group H, and we have the match, what I call the death group, the group of death, due to the fact that the four teams are very even. First up, Colombia going to play against Japan, and the Colombian team has very skillful players like Jaime Rodriguez, like Cuadrado. However, they're going to play a very fast team, a team that has good players like Honda, like Haraguchi, Nagamoto, who's a very fast player that plays in the defensive side, right defensive side of Japan. So I expect a very tough match with a little bit of advantage by the Colombians, who are more experienced. Polonia and Senegal play the second match of this group, Poland and Senegal. And again, a very tough battle. I think two different schools of soccer. The Polish team has Błaszczykowski and Lewandowski, the two forward players. I remind you that Błaszczykowski is the guy who saw his mother getting murdered by his father when he was 10 years old, but this is probably the best player that the Polish team, and of course Lewandowski, which is the striker of the team. For the Senegal, we have two good players, Sadio Mane, who's number 10, probably the best player on the team, and Kenta Baldi, who also plays forward, helps him and supports him very much during the team. The rest of the team is a very strong African team, and they can present a tough match to the Polish team. I would say slightly better for the Polish, but I would not bet money on that. And we have on the second round already, Group A, Russia will play Egypt, and I think Egyptians are going to have a very tough time. They need to win against the team, the host, that played really well in the first round. So I would say Russia has everything to just achieve a victory. Even though Mohamed Salah will play, I think the Russians have the upper hand on that match and will probably be the first team to qualify in this World Cup. So the home team will qualify for the second round. So this is all I got to say. I'll come back tomorrow. I'll see you next time.